daughter Peaches has gotten married in Las Vegas with a man she's only been dating for a little over a month. Next, it's the debates getting the most buzz online today. And one of the most discussed stories is the row that's broken out after a report suggested places like Sunderland and Liverpool are beyond revival and its residents should be relocated to the south of England. The claim was made by the Policy Exchange, which has been described by as David Cameron's favourite think tank. But the Tory leader has described the proposal as completely balmy. However, one of the report authors is adamant, if you want more money, move down south.
The message is simple. If you're happy with the way you're living at the moment, then that's wonderful. But do not be fooled into thinking that your city is going to be as rich as the South East anytime soon. If you want to be as rich as the average person in Britain, let alone as rich as richer people in Britain, then you've almost certainly got to move.
Liverpudlians admit Manchester and Leeds are more developed, but argue they're not far behind.
It is now a European capital of culture. The waterfront here alone in Liverpool has changed dramatically and continues to change dramatically. The port is thriving like never before. The airport is thriving like never before. The indicators are all very positive. There's an awful long way to go and an awful lot of work to do, particularly in the hinterland. But Liverpool is changing and is a vastly different city to the one that was here 20 years ago in so many ways.
Charlie Elphicke, who's the Conservative parliamentary candidate for Dover, has been blogging about this story on conservativehome.com, and he joins me now.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. Now, of course, a lot of arguments going on online about this. What do you think about the report?
Well, I think the report is interesting and useful in that it reignites the north-south divide debate. And I'd just like to say, I think Liverpool is a great city. I think Teesside is a great conurbation. The north has an awful lot to offer the country. I don't think people should leave the north and move south. I think there is an important issue, a very important issue, that the north, if you like, has all the quality of life and the south has all the quantity of life, and we need to strike a new balance and unite the country.
The story's got a lot of people commenting. One says that the report is a reminder of what the Conservatives are really like, the party that wanted to destroy the North. Isn't this damaging to your party's electoral chances?
Well, I'm here today. I seek to represent Dover in Parliament one day. It's as far south as you can get. Any further south, you fall in the sea. And I'm saying, as a Conservative voice, we need to unite the country. We need to get more quantity of life, more money, more employment, more excitement into the north in terms of the money garden, and we need to get more quality of life into the south. The south, it's awful. We're subsiding in a sort of sea of concrete and congestion. We just don't have the quality of life. And if we could get more of the sort of quality of life of the north into the south, more of the quantity of the south into the north, I think we'd both be better for it.
Well, we have another blogger who lives in Merseyside and says you're more likely to be a victim of crime in London, the London Borough of Barnet, than the Wirral. And he argues quality of life isn't just about how much you earn, exactly what you've been saying. So how are you going to go about changing all this then?
I think we need to have, if you like, a sort of national challenge and actually look at what we can do to encourage business to establish in the north, to encourage the northern economy to grow, the private sector economy. I think we should use tax incentives, lower business taxes, for example. It would do an awful lot of good and actually take the pressure off the south for more development and give greater prospects of career and money to people who live in the north.
And how is that different to what Labour are doing right now?
Well, Labour have a slightly different strategy, which is pump in lots of public money and expand the public sector. That's good sticking plaster, but it doesn't create wealth. If you want to create wealth, you need to use the private sector and encourage private sector growth. Let's look at Leeds, a massively successful business and commercial centre in the north of England. It's doing really well. Let's look at Manchester. These are showcases as to how it can be, and I want more of that.
Thanks very much, Charlie.
Thank you.
Another story heavily discussed online today is the research that suggests some traditional names could be dying out. The social networking